childhood was always hard. I have spent so many times in a cage like all my friends. We've moved from place to place and house to house in funny ways. I enjoyed where I was put in. My mother loved to spend time with us. She was a joyful woman. She was always playing with her toy camera. I don't know why. Maybe she liked how it sound. My father was a silent man. I always thought he was a spy. When I spoke about that, they suddenly wanted me to stop talking like that. There was something he was doing without shame, flying planes. He was a great pilot. He flew beautiful planes. When he wasn't flying, he was driving us far places, talking to uniformed men. Sometimes he was giving them papers, and sometimes they were letting us pass. Me and my mum liked travelling with big trains. They are so noisy. But I did not like the shaking buses. They make my stomach so bad. My favourite was the big ships. I could almost catch the birds. They are my good friends. We went to so many holiday houses. Mother was always having her fun. Getting on the sticks was difficult for her, but it was funny to watch her though. At the mountains, when she disappeared when we were playing hide and seek, and we found her in a beautiful place waiting for us on her sticks. Why is she sleeping so much? She must like her dreams. We were having great fun when she was doing that like most afternoons. I like watching the planes while Father was flying them. The sky and the sun were looking very nice, even when it landed to a snowy place. We have seen so many places. Mother's place, scary seas crush into hard rocks, cities with spiky buildings and big bridges. But I like our fun at home. Dressing up with my friends was the best. We had big parties in the streets, and Uncle Stan was drunk, and the funniest, his silly dance made us laugh. In the small cities, I remember buildings with little towers, and in big cities, big towers. I saw cities from far. I call them far cities. Daddy takes us to those places, and I liked his stories. He knows everything. One day he asked me if I would like to be a soldier like them before he went away again, and I said no, because I don't want to wear those funny hats. In the distance, I could hear strange sounds. Were we at war?
He depends on me, doesn't he? Would my little baby have a clue how much I do depend on him? The cold is in the isolation. Him in here, and I out there. I took my child back home often, almost every summer, bonding with family on our trips to Yvelines. Cousins were like brothers, and we made the most of our springs in London, I guess. Summer hardly came anyways. Was I really happy? Maybe at times. But why do I not remember? Recording the time and cutting happy sections for our memories will help to think so. My man, an Englishman, an honest man, so he appeared. But where started I to lose my trust? Who was he? I wondered too often. When he wasn't home, he wasn't on ground. That's all I knew. On board, flying high in life, and me down here, watching him away. The freedom he enjoyed in skies came to halt when passing borders on ground. My right to pass through places, a gift given after him. I do not need to worry or check validity dates anymore. It is taken care of now. Trains to Paris, buses to Berlin, boats crossing Bosphorus from the land of freedom to my Anatolia. I had the urge to move around. It was called holiday, and we were having one. Him watching me in safe. The mountains of Latanya, a destination I sought for my escape. In the white I searched. Reaching the deepest forest, I faced my sadness. It had no grounds, no place, no home. Like flowers, it grew everywhere. I took it everywhere, trying to let go, drop it off somewhere outside me, and reclaim the happy memories of my own childhood. Where is my family now? Where is home? Look at them. Why could I not just be happy? I could leave and I could come back, but go nowhere. It takes off back to the same place. A vicious circle. The journey repeats, and I could not escape. Nature's force is so immense, I could not wash it away. Darkness falls and traps it back day in, day out. I am far away. Like children dressing up, being another. So I felt like other. They look, and I watch them. Crowds in places, and I pick my scenes like I would flowers. When they be, I am silent. Not told anyone, but I have been scared. He is with me. Can he see what I see? Feel what I feel from this big world? I am so small. We move to nowhere. I'm not from here. This is not home, and this is not fun. I feel abandoned, like the ruins. Lonely and far away. Watching the others, and I searched for the reason. My friend, you're not with me anymore, and how I wished you could have gifted me the joy back.
I was happy with her until she gave birth to our son. She treats him like a soft toy. I want him to grow up and become a man, to protect the country, to protect the women, to protect the children. Not dancing around like some big girl's blouse. I hate it when the children poke around the car like that. I was working really hard and life was no picnic. She laughs with the children, but I know it's not true. Sometimes I wonder what she really thinks about me. I'm a sophisticated runner. I worked on the black market in the war as a pilot, finding things for people in towns and bringing them in from the country. Then I started to do it internationally. Some things were legal and some were not. That's why sometimes I had to escape from the city and hide in the country. Once I hid on a farm at the border. The farmer's cat had just had kittens. One day they'll become big cats and have kittens of their own. But what will become of my son? Getting through customs was not always easy, but they could always be bought. And who'd stop a man with a lovely wife and 3 children? It was as if we were always on holiday. But my wife was distant from me. She always found an excuse to be alone. She ran away from me after an argument. They were playing hide and seek. We searched the mountains and we looked everywhere. I think that was the time we came to the end. I felt responsible for her. She dreamt and dreamt of finding her as if dreams could conjure up the missing. I even suspect that she was having an affair. I had a lot of opportunity, but I never took advantage of this freedom. When I was in the Acropolis, wandering around, looking at beautiful girls, I felt an incredible stirring. Then the war started. I asked my boy if he'd like to be a soldier. He said no. Men defending their countries. I continued my work throughout the war. I had a lot of work to do. I met a man for some business. Then I was happy for the information he gave me. He told me to go to Athens to meet another contact, an arms dealer, to get the guns to defend the people from the enemy. I travelled further and further. I almost forgot that I had a family. I was so busy and felt like a fish caught in a net, the same but different, struggling for survival. I went back to the rocks where we had our holidays. We touched the holy book and prayed for peace, for good health, for happiness, for the safety of my family.
After the war, we waited so long for my father to come back home. But instead, some men brought a black box. Mother cried a lot and said it was a gift to me from Dad. I don't remember how I lost my father at that moment, but I knew I had. Mum said it's okay if I didn't understand everything, and it'll be fine. I thought things might be easier if I just walked away.